So I hope you understand what I'm talking about here, Lenny. It just has to be okay. I'm trying to make you feel better about yourself.
Everything that you think you might like, you should try to do. Doing something around passion is very similar to love. You're blinded because you like it. The number one reason I push patience, man, patience. Everybody's looking up to audit themselves where they are now. Is because patience will give you the air cover to take risks. Time is your asset. What I would do is gather as many experiences as possible. The one thing a 20-year-old has over me is 20 years. The 99% that achieve are willing to sacrifice, be persistent, and think in 50-year terms, not 50-day terms.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Leaving the 9 to 5, brought to you by the Lifting Love Podcast Network. I am your host, and alongside me, as always, is my co-host and friend, DJ, the DJ. What's going on, DJ?
Good morning. How are we doing today?
We're doing good. But before we get into the episode, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today, TechLight Associates. Before we get started today, we'd like to thank our sponsor for today's video, TechLight Associates Incorporated. Leaving the 9 to 5 is proudly presented by TechLight Associates. Call TechLight for all your technology, wireless, or audio-visual needs. Whether you're in New York, North Carolina, or anywhere in the United States, TechLight has got you covered, even offering financing options for your next big project. So give TechLight a call today or visit them online at www.techlightassociates.com. Again, that's www.techlightassociates.com. Now let's get on with the video. What up, man?
What up, man? What's going on?
Not a whole lot, man. Tired.
I heard you had a rough weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, same old. Some videos didn't pan out, but what you gonna do? Just keep on.
It's the life of the creator, right?
Yeah, honestly, you know, videos don't happen, and you don't get enough interviews. It's all good. We got a couple, so honestly, we're just gonna be building up like a database and just working on, like I feel like lately it's been like every video has to be this, and this, and this, and this, but it really doesn't. It could just be a compilation of interviews, you know what I mean, and then using those interviews for shorts. So definitely taking different approaches. So.
Definitely. That's good to hear.
Yeah, man. How are you?
I'm doing. We got sick over the weekend. It has been monstrous over here, so we got rocked out a little bit, but
that's crazy.
We got through it.
Yeah, sick is not fun. Sick is not fun. I just got over the bug a couple weeks ago myself, so
not good at all. Yeah,
fun. But you know what is fun?
What?
Food.
I love food.
All right. Now we got snack of the week. I don't even know what this is. On the border. My snack of the week, my Sam's Club snack of the week.
It is a Sam's Club snack of the week?
I don't know. I can probably get them at Sam's Club. Maybe. I don't know. I got these at Walmart.
Walmart they're owned by the same company. At the end of the day, they're the same company.
Ooh, that's true. This is On the Border cafe-style tortilla chips.
Ooh.
Can't go wrong. Honestly, I'm running out of snacks, so I'm just kind of grabbing whatever's in the cabinet.
Well, I got a Sam's Club snack of the week. Classic. The goldfish.
The goldfish. It's like older people saying Facebook. It's not Facebook. It's the Facebook.
Yeah, instead of meta. That'd be like goldfish turning to like cheese. What is it? Cheese? I don't know.
Oh, what'd you say last week? It's like cheeses are just blocks of cheddar chopped up and baked.
That'd be the same thing. Squares. Cheese, it's the squares.
But no, man. Goldfish are classic. I used to get like the big containers.
Oh my gosh.
Ones. And I used to color coordinate them.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, we all know certain flavors tasted the best. I'm just saying.
I know. I have to keep changing between the big box and the small packages because my kids will, if they're really hungry, they'll devour and rip it apart, and that's it. And those boxes are pricey, so
you should just get the boxes and like make them like snack bags and just for school and stuff to just snack on. But goldfish, cheese, you're going with the classics. I'm gonna have to start digging into the well of food.
I like your wording today. Do you happen to have the quote of the week?
My wording?
You're very good at this wording today.
I know. I'm all right. This week's quote of the week is: "Every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day." Alice Morris Earl. Alice Morris Earl. Every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day.
That is such a positive outlook on today. I think a lot of our listeners need to hear that, especially the topic we're going into today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just true, right? I mean, like every day is not going to be good. Like, there's going to be days where it's great and you're on this roller coaster high, but a lot of days it's it's just like a seesaw. So, but that doesn't mean that there's not good in every day. You learn every day. You grow every day. You fail. You succeed. Everything that happens to you doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. So, every day may not be good, but there is good in every day.
Amen. I love hearing that. I feel the same way. It's a roller coaster. You got to find the positive in it because there's so much, especially nowadays, so much negativity in the world. So much, no hope. We just need to find that hope, find that vigor, find the grit in ourselves, and just, I hate saying muscle through it because it sounds cliche, but
well, I mean, I think a lot of it is bigger picture. There's not always just this smaller thing, right? I feel like people think every day is every day's a battle, but like you may win or lose battles, but you're still fighting a war. You know what I mean? So like life is this big war, and every day's a battle. That's just how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep trucking every day, like you said, that grit, grind every single day. And you know what? Every once in a while you get a day off, and that's cool, and that's great. Maybe you get a week off, go on vacation with your family, whatever. But when you're in it, you're in it. But every day may not be a good day, but there is something good in every day.
Dang, I love it. All right, now you're firing me up for today. Yeah. Let's go.
I'm excited. I mean,
we're going to be continuing the series today, as you know, as our Peace of Mind series. Going on, today's topic is depression, which I know we all battle with. The last couple of weeks, we turned into anxiety, turned into burnout. Now this week is depression, which is a big result of having anxiety and burnout.
Yeah, I think depression is definitely a sore subject to talk about for some people. I think depression comes and goes. It comes in waves. There's different forms of depression. It doesn't have to be for a certain amount of time. It could be a day. It could be an hour. It could be just a feeling you have that you can't shake. I feel like there's definitely like some stereotyping behind depression, and it looks like this and it looks like that, or mental illness and the feelings we face are not defined by anything, and you're not defined by it. I think those are two big things to really talk about. And it's hard, man. Life's not easy, but to have those feelings and those emotions, through life, it just makes things difficult.
Oh yeah, especially being an entrepreneur. I think we experience it more than anyone. I remember hearing online, I think that entrepreneurs have it twice as times as like a regular person, depression and running into these obstacles.
Well, yeah, I mean, excuse me. Just imagine running through a wall every day.
Ouch.
And you wake up every morning and that wall is still, you knock it down 100 times, but that wall is still there. It takes a toll. Yeah. It definitely does. I'm not one to sit here and be like, oh my God. I've battled through it. I have seasons and funks. Like I'm in one right now where I'm just trying to muscle through it because we have like a break of content coming up from like the second week in December to like probably the second or third week in January, where it's just going to really be like, okay, I need to focus on this, and this, and just figure out what the plan is for 2024. But I'm in this funk right now. I'm trying to shake, and it always works out that by the time nothing's happening and you're all caught up, you'll be great. But when you're in it and you need to be in it, it's always seems like it happens. But it's tough. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but being an entrepreneur is hard. It's difficult. It's lonely. Like, for instance, last night I was up editing till, I didn't go to bed till like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
My gosh.
Friends, because I'm rewatching it from the beginning. But I was up till literally 2:30 editing, and then I just went to bed and was watching a couple episodes before I went to bed. But I edited till 2 o'clock in the morning, and my wife's, on the bed, and she's sleeping. So you miss those times. You miss quality time, I'll take it any day over working a 9 to 5, just because I just can't see myself doing that. But, it's tough. It's a lonely road. But, again, no one said it would be easy. So
well, a lot of it comes from like empty, like from what I understand, it's like a lot of empty successes. Like, hey, I posted 20 videos today. Cool. I did all of this stuff, and then we don't see the immediate results from it. Whereas, yes, in typical 9 to 5, you see it, like you'll see, oh, great job, Lenny. Great job. Thank you for filling that out. Thanks for getting that taken care of.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, like,
I think from a content side, though, is like, or even a business side, right? You have a sale, you do a service. Okay, but next month, you still got to pay your bills. So it's literally like the constant every time. No matter, I could do $10,000 this month. That's great. I still have to do next month. It is like every single time. You could, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no stop. Even if you look at from content, I put out 100 pieces of content this month. Okay, what are you putting out next month?
Yeah.
It's that constant battle.
My grandfather always told me, he goes, you always feel behind the 8 ball.
It's true.
Like, you always feel like,
it's true.
Think about it when you're playing billiards. You're shooting and hoping to score every single time
with no expectation or know that you're going to do it every single time.
Exactly.
But guess what? You do it, you figure it out, and then you're all of a sudden you're like, okay, this corner shot, I can take this, put it off the side, and put it in the hole. And then sometimes things just happen you don't even expect. Billiards is a really good metaphor for life.
I think so. Because honestly, I think if you made billiards like every single chance in life, like literally the chance of going, like us getting our settings right to get on our podcast.
Yeah, that took like 30 minutes.
yeah, it's always something every single week.
We should do a vlog cam of just us trying to set up the podcast.
That'd be
you
fun.
Vlog on your end, I'll vlog on mine. We'll just put it together.
That could be cool. Anyway, but it's the same thing of making sure you wake up on time. It's like literally, you got so much betting against you or for you that literally you shoot the ball. Did I score? Did I get the kids on the bus on time today? Did I get the dogs let out on time? Did I get to work? Is the train going to be on time? We could go on forever about this, but there's too many variables. So it's great. It's a great metaphor, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. For some reason, my dog is barking consistently, and he's in his cage, which is really weird. So
I hope he's okay.
I might need to
go dip quick.
Hold on a second.
Let's cut it.
He's starting to growl. Okay, all right. That just means someone was walking back. All right. But yeah, no, billiards is definitely a good metaphor at life because life. At the end of the day is just a big journey. None of us know why we're here until we find out why we're here. God has different purposes for each of our lives. God has different pathways for each of our lives, and they're all so different.
Oh my gosh.
And it's crazy too, because just thinking of life in general, like, maybe this depression thing started like so I've been in like this funk for a little bit. Like I got out of it for like a good couple of weeks and I'm back in it. But death has been something that's been really on my mind lately.
Death?
Yeah. Just like the whole fact of like, why the hell are we here? We only live for such a short amount of time. What happens to us after? Obviously everyone has their different beliefs and all these different things, but like, just like life and death in general is just something I've really been thinking about lately. And it's so crazy because it kind of just makes me want to do this entrepreneurship journey even more, because at the end of the day, like, I'd want to be remembered as the person who tried and not the person who said that they were going to do it and never did it. And it's just really crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I've just been thinking about death a lot, and it's weird. Just like different moments and different like aspects. It's weird, but
I think there's a reason for everything. 100%.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah.
There always is, and whether it's the one, the saying, being part of a lot of churches I know is always like, it's always that one person. You impacted one person, you got that one person retaining. I always hear that, and that's great. And when you think about it, you're like, why one person? Like, what's the deal with one person? Like, but it is true, and the power in life and death. You interact with so many people. I know this weekend you had a bummer. This weekend you got through it as much as you could. But who knows if you impacted that one person enough, just being part of their life, that maybe they stopped suicide. Maybe you just made them feel important enough. Like, wow, I don't know who the heck this guy is.
Yeah.
But he made me feel important. And something like that. We had last week we had a friend of a friend there. They had a baby that they had adopted, and it just past his 1 year, and he got some sort of, I don't know exactly what happened, but he ended up almost going brain dead. And he ended up passing away last week. Again, just a 1-year-old baby. Very traumatic. And we were watching, on social, just seeing what was going on, praying for him. And then, from research and finding out, because we haven't talked to them in a while, was that the mom so it was a couple that couldn't get pregnant, and they adopted a baby, and they had this baby for, again, the last year, but I guess 6 months ago. I can't really say. I can't speak for them, but they got pregnant, and they haven't been able to get pregnant in years.
Wow.
Or ever. So the miracle of that, and the reason, my wife and I both said, like, why'd you lose one, and now you're gaining, one went to heaven, one's coming, and to some degree I've said maybe it's God's way of preparing. Like, that was the preparation, something like that. And there's a reason for everything, for it to happen, right? And that's hard.
Yeah,
because you can live through all your life, and you'll just not sure if you impacted anybody or not.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing about entrepreneurship, and especially for me, like with content, because like it is so interactable. Same thing with like businesses, is like Google reviews. Like I have a comment section, so people can say good things, bad things, and different things. But just going up to people, doing cool things, and making cool videos, and doing all types of stuff. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die one day. I mean, that's just literally the truth of life. Nobody has beaten death. And if you find the cure or the
except Jesus, he was the only one.
Honestly. And it's just crazy because, like, I don't know. It's just been something I've been thinking about lately. I've just been wrestling with it and struggling with it. But I guess at the end of the day, everyone has to, realize that, yeah, we're only on this earth for such a limited amount of time. But what difference can you make? What impact can you have? And that's something I've been taking to heart recently. It's something that, like the foundation stuff, and just like things that we want to make happen, we're going to make happen. So, it's exciting. It's I've been trying not to look at it like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die one day, but it's going to be like, I'm going to do so much, and then I'm going to leave this earth, and I'm going to leave a legacy, for hopefully my kids or someone else to keep going. So it's crazy, but yeah, it's just been something I've been thinking about lately. And honestly, it kind of started my depressive funk. I don't know. Maybe because like death was just not talked about when I was younger, because my mom has like a really big fear of it. I wouldn't say I'm fearful of it. It's just like the thing, like it can happen at any moment. When my heart beats too fast, I'm like, that's it. I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack, but I don't know. It's something I definitely wrestle with, but life goes on, man.
it, life is a gift, and in the last couple, next week is it this week? No, next week is the anniversary of my dad's passing, so it'd be 3 years, and something like that. He literally went in a month, within a month. It was 6 weeks technically, but because he had cancer, and life went through really quick. And he wasn't an entrepreneur, but he worked his butt off. I kind of modeled that from him growing up. We had a bunch of other issues going on throughout my childhood. However, I got the grit, his determination. He was a person who was always working, whether he was sick, hurt. He was that kind of person, and I kind of always motivated him. I've been that kind of person too. Yeah. Being that entrepreneur, it is very, talking from experience too. We've been struggling too. The last few months, work has been so minimal that it's very hard to stay afloat. To see like which direction God wants us to go in.
Come to North Carolina. Sorry,
I'm working on it.
I didn't know.
Like a month ago, I had like a midlife crisis almost, and my wife doesn't call it that, but I call it midlife crisis, where I was like, what if I die tomorrow? Like I had and it's true. We don't know anybody, especially like with all the deaths going on, seeing that left, right. I ordered my kids on Amazon necklaces that it has a cross and a tag, and each one's like customized to each one's for my girls, each one's for my boys. And I told my wife, God forbid something happens to me, when they're 18, give it to them. Or like the girls on their wedding day or something. Wow. Or whichever.
That's gonna be so much harder for you because you're a father. You know what
Depression
I mean?
as a father sucks.
Well, because it's like, what happens if I pass away? What happens if, God forbid, something happened to the kid? Like, you're responsible for keeping those kids alive. No pressure.
I can't keep a flower alive yet. I got 4 children. I figured it out, I guess.
4 children, and it's just like, to keep them alive, to keep them going, to teach them, to help them and educate them and show them how to do life. That's just something that I'm like, damn, I don't know if I could do that yet. Like, where I'm at right now, like, that's just so crazy to me. Like,
I mean, when I had my 3, it was pure work. I wasn't a full entrepreneur yet, but it was pure work-life balance, and it sucked. It really did, and it burned me out. I had so much anxiety from it. I had depression. And how I'm in a depression too is like, I'll be very, like, my wife will see it too. I go through it throughout the day too. And I think that's different, because some people get full on like clinical depression that like they don't want to go to work. They just, want to chill. They don't want to do anything. Everybody takes it differently. I know, I'll shut myself down throughout the day sometimes. Actually, this happened probably the beginning of this year. I was going through something. I have no idea what it was, but I literally walked out the door from my house, drove to the client's facility, had an anxiety attack, depression, came back home, went and laid in bed. I didn't even approach the job site. Like, I didn't even go in. I just said, and my wife's like, what the heck happened? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I quit today. And she goes, what do you mean you quit? There's no quitting. So, and it happened for a couple of days that I just shut myself down for the day. Like, I couldn't do it. And it sucked. It really did. I ended up going back to that place the next day. But it wasn't fair, to the client or to myself, or, really it was just, inside of me, there's something wrong. And, I think that's something that, that was the red flags. That was a lot of the red flags to us. We're like, hey, we need to be seeing what the heck's going on and just seeing like how to treat it. And I think I wish we had a therapy sponsor for this episode. I think it'd be great.
We should have. BetterHelp. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but any therapist. BetterHelp is online, which is great. Any therapist, really, in person.
If you're in the North Carolina Catawba County, Mooresville, Statesville, Burke area. Walk With Me Healing Steps is a great. They do equine therapy, so it's not like your average therapy session. It's um, you're out with horses, you're hanging out with them, they're just therapy horses. I don't know how else to explain it. We did a mock session for for YouTube and stuff. We did like a therapy video with them. But it was really powerful, to be outside in nature. It was gorgeous outside. The horses like talk to you, not like talk to you, but like they like speak to you and like
they
respond
talk
to like your emotions and but it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so if
that's awesome.
If you are someone who needs therapy, that's okay. Don't be afraid to say you need help because that's fine. That's not a problem.
You know what I found out? So like all of us go through some. We all have that venting person, whether it's our spouse, a friend, a family member, somebody. And I've heard people say, you should go to a therapist for this, that. But I also heard online somewhere, actually in Europe, that the family connection is so strong. Therapy is actually not needed much in Europe because their family, like their parents, their friends, because their internet circle is so close, their inner support circle is so close that's your therapy because you're able to talk and understand it. And I found that out recently, and I thought that was interesting. Like,
wait,
us in America,
you're saying Americans are behind again?
No, we just don't like talking to people. We're socially distant to everybody. It's true though. It is. We're so socially distant. It's like it's crazy.
Video started playing. Sheesh.
Cool.
No, I mean, it's funny because it should be like that. I guess it's not funny. It should be like that.
But you should have like some sort of support circle.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
My problem is that a lot of stuff has happened over the past couple of years with people I thought were friends. So it got really hard to make friends and to trust people. Bringing you on to the Lifting Love team was very hard for me and difficult for me. Because I know and see the value in my company and what it's going to be one day.
And I consider you a close friend.
Yeah. That's a piece of paper. It's not a tissue. That's also not a tissue, but it looks more like a tissue. I think going along with that is just, people get hurt. And my bad trait, my weakness is that I basically, when that happens to me, I just shut people out. So, I apologize to anyone who's ever wanted to be my friend. And maybe after the fact that it happened, that I was just like mean or rude or just didn't hit y'all back up. But anyway, you definitely need a support system.
It, though.
You need a support system, whether it's, your family, your animals, all that stuff. I mean, if Bobby wasn't, man, I love Bobby to death. Don't get me wrong. But he's a little mother effer sometimes. And he's just crazy. But he's still a baby. But just seeing him and holding him and petting him makes me feel 10 times better. Hanging out with my wife and just laying down and just talking, or even just laying down and being on our phones and just being in each other's company. But whatever it is you need, have a support system. But again, I want this to be super clear. If you think or you do need therapy, it is okay to ask for help. Don't ever be afraid to not ask for help, because depression, anxiety, all these things that we are and are going to talk about are real things, are real feelings, and your feelings matter. So if you haven't or you need to, go see a therapist because it is okay.
I love it. Yes, 100%. Life is difficult, and we're not just saying as an entrepreneur for this as well, but also, personally, depression's real. Everybody's going through it. This world has put so much on us, and we're more socially disconnected more than ever. It's it's just insane. You're all right over there?
Yeah. So I was drinking water and it went down the wrong pipe.
Okay.
I try to be slick and drink water when you're talking, so I don't get to see on camera. That one didn't work out too well.
Not too slick. No. Not too slick today. Another thing that I know that does help, help your depression is getting sleep. Not sleeping. I know I
got like 4 hours tonight.
But it's really getting yourself down to a schedule to sleep, and also not just sleep. And it's not just sleep. Speaking to entrepreneurs, 9-to-5ers, find some sort of even a nap. So like, if you're one of those people who actually work 7 to 3, 8 to 4, they actually get home before 5 o'clock. You're still working that 9-to-5 schedule. If you're able to, I did it when that job I was working that was loosely 9 to 5. I would actually come from a job site from like New York City, or Brooklyn, and I drove back home on Long Island, and I actually found a parking lot. I found like a Home Depot or some sort of public parking lot, and put my head back for like 30 minutes. Just clocked out for 30 minutes. I need that reset, like whoop, and that's enough. Just that enough is to get you going. I know it does for my kids because they take a 20-minute nap and they're up till 4 a.m. So I can 100% say like a little nap, a little sleep, not just your regular sleep and get to sleep. Everybody says, oh, get your, 8 hours sleep.
That's not happening.
Get your 8-hour sleep of things, like
you need your regular sleep 100%, but you also need to have some sort of recoup. He's laughing over here. I love it.
I love the voice.
So I hope you understand what I'm talking about here, Lenny. It just has to be okay. I'm trying to make you feel better about
serious.
So, are you getting enough sleep? I know you were up late last night, so was I. So it really doesn't help. But
I'm tired. I was up late and just editing podcast clips. Stay tuned. And then I was working on a couple other videos that I've just been so behind. And, honestly, it should have been done last week, but excuse me. I think a big part of depression is procrastination. Prolonging things, and it just shouldn't be like that. So I was like, you know what, get your lazy butt up. And honestly, I think it's more of a vibe because things kind of calm down at night. So I get all my like reacts done. I get my meetings done during the day, and then like at night, I'll start editing because it's just more of a vibe. I worked on a couple videos last night. 1, 2, 3. I think 3 videos in total. So this will probably be a shorter podcast episode because I'm ready to go take my nap.
See, and that's it. You take your nap. You got to feel a little better.
But,
see, when I was sick over this past weekend too, I actually felt better because I was sleeping a lot more. Like it's sad to say, okay, when you're sick, you sleep more, but my wife and I both had a bad stomach bug that knocked us out from Friday night all the way out until like Sunday afternoon. Like it knocked us out pretty hard.
You need your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to not sleep. You know what I mean? Like when you're sick, I don't know. For me, I always struggled with sleep. I've had sleep apnea for as long as I can remember. For those who don't know what sleep apnea is, basically, if I have a mild case of it. So like you stop breathing in the middle of the night, which means you also don't get I don't tap into the REM sleep as much as like normal people do. So like if I sleep 8 hours, I really slept like 5. But it's just how it is. I gotta lose weight. That's a whole nother story for another day. Another reason why I'm depressed. But
we'll get them.
I'm depressed because I'm fat and I'm anxious to go to the gym. So you know what I mean?
You're not fat. You're foodie. You're not fat.
That's how it works. You know what I mean? So let me just sip on this real quick. But yeah, shopliftinglove.com if you haven't gotten a coffee mug. Obviously, DJ hasn't, so he needs to get one.
I know.
But, it's just the truth. Depression, how it looks, but you need your sleep. So I don't know if there's anyone out there struggling with sleep apnea like myself, or even if you don't, you just have a hard time sleeping. Like I have a really good friend. I don't know if he listens to this podcast. If he does, you probably know I'm talking about you. And he struggles with sleep. What's insomnia? Is that the thing where like
insomnia
you
is
can't
a thing.
sleep? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he has. And I remember we used to be up to like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning back at like the firehouse, and we used to just play ping pong. Or I'll never forget. It was like 3:30 in the morning, just like throwing paper airplanes outside. Or no, he had like a plastic like model airplane that you just threw. But anyway, so if there's anyone struggling out there with that, just try to prioritize sleep. Or even if it works, where let's say you get 3 hours of sleep a night, 4 hours of sleep, but you can nap during the day. Or you can nap at a little later at night and then be productive and then fall asleep when you normally do. Whatever your schedule is, right? It goes back to DJ saying the schedule. Schedule is important for life, for sleep, for family, for health, for everything. It doesn't matter, like for like instance, like the gym. It doesn't matter when you do it. It's the fact that you do it. Same thing with work, right? We always joke about these. It's great being an entrepreneur. I can work any 80 hours a week I want. It doesn't matter when you work those 80 hours. It's just the fact that you put those hours in. And that's the cool thing about being your own boss. You set your own schedule, but depression can creep in a lot quicker because you're working more. You have more stress. You have a lot more responsibility. You have all this weight. It feels like the whole, like, I don't know if anyone's ever squatted in here, but it feels like they just racked everything to the fullest and you're just like, but you haven't even moved yet. You're not even in squat position. You're literally still on the rack, but it just still feels so like heavy.
You're psyching yourself.
Exactly.
So bad.
So just breathe. Just know that life is worth it. You just got to put the work in, and it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Hey, we gonna be all right. Hey, we gonna be all right. Hey, we gonna be all right.
Another thing I think is also important to do is, especially when you're going through depressions, is taking time away, vacations, take a week off, a weekend. You took a solid week or a solid month off from content?
Yeah, but
right?
I was still working. So that was hard. I know me and wifey she has some like type of like business. She has a business trip. Her work or something. I don't know, but basically she's gonna have 3 days. We're gonna go to like I think Virginia or something, and she's gonna I'm gonna be able to go with her. So she's gonna be working a lot. I'm gonna probably just be chilling at the pool and working out in the gym if they have a gym. If not, I'll probably just go run or maybe go find a gym out there. I don't know, but basically that's gonna be like my 3 day, like 2.5 days, whatever. But we're gonna shut everything off. I'm not gonna be on my phone. I'm not gonna be on, nothing. But I haven't had one of those in a little while. I took some time off from content, which was refreshing. But we still shot, edited. Like I was kind of just building up content. I still have content to even edit, but it was refreshing to not have like to worry about the posting. That was definitely cool. I'm working on this thing now with like shorts that I'm like reposting some shorts I've posted already. So that way in like another like 2 months, I won't have to worry about posting shorts. Just working on building stuff up, but
it was important to you to take that break,
1,000%, because we fell into the trap of like, holy shit, it's Tuesday, and we have to post a video on Friday, and I haven't even shot the video yet.
That's usually what I do with the podcast.
Literally.
If we haven't recorded, Lenny, we need to record yesterday.
But for content, it's like, as a content creator, I don't know if there's any other content creators who listen to this, but that schedule of posting, right? Everyone's like, every Tuesday, every Friday, every Saturday, whatever. But you get so stuck on this. Great. My life is incomplete if I don't post. You feel like this absence, like this hole in your heart. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Or maybe I'm the next Mr. Beast. I don't know. But like, thanks for the head nod of approval. But
you're gonna get there. You'll get there.
It was refreshing to me because I was on my time and I wasn't on YouTube's time. I wasn't on content time. I was on my time. It was my decision to post these videos. It was my decision not to make these videos. And I took a solid, I think it was 5 weeks in total. I took 5 weeks off. But mind you, I took 5 weeks off from posting every single day for over 7 months. So it wasn't like I just posted a couple times. No, I posted every day, if not multiple times a day, from February to September. What is that? 6, 7 months.
Yeah.
I did that. I put the work in, and we've grown over 2,000 subscribers, whatever. But to take that little bit of a break and be like, holy shit, like I can really breathe, was really nice. And, you know, if you're a creator, if you're an entrepreneur out there, take a day off. Maybe don't take a month off.
You need that break.
Like me. Yeah. I mean, I was still doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. It didn't seem like I had a month off. But take a deep breath. Take an hour off. Take a day off. Take a weekend off. And don't work your absolute tail off. But yeah.
So what would you tell me about, I know this is probably a little awkward to say, but not awkward. I can't say that. Your eating habits. Is it good, bad, fast food, slow food?
You know, I think it's time for me to come clean.
Oh, snap.
I'm on a seafood diet.
Oh?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I see food, I eat it.
Oh, that's seafood. You're on a seafood diet.
I see food, I eat it. No, I definitely have to cut back on my food. There's some days I'm really, really good, and then there's some days I'm really, really bad.
Honestly, I think it happens to all of us, especially our lives are so fast paced. It's easy to grab McDonald's and eat other crap versus, hey, let me actually prep my food and have, chicken and rice and broccoli. And, I see all the meal preppers out there. Shout out to you and great job to you. If you're an entrepreneur who is that kind of meal prepper, 100% rock it, because that is a huge step to not being depressed, is because it contributes to your weight, contributes to your cholesterol, your feelings, so many things.
Yeah, me and Gabby actually started meal prepping 2 weeks ago.
Oh, good.
So actually, after this, I'm gonna eat lunch, and then I'm gonna meal prep, and then hit the gym.
See, I'm guilty of not eating. I'm the opposite.
They say not eating is worse than eating too much.
Yes,
because you're not fueling your metabolism. So your metabolism is just non-existent. But if you keep eating, so I'm just trying to build my metabolism. Just kidding. My problem is that I eat a lot, but I eat too much when I eat a lot. So I need to eat a lot, but eat smaller.
Moderation.
Yeah, 100%. So after this podcast, I'm about to go eat some whole wheat toast.
They say if you eat every 2 to 3 hours, that's okay. You eat like a baby, but look how babies eat. I have almost a 10-month. Oh my God, next week is 10-month-old. He's a 10-month-old, and he eats every 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, between bottles and food now too. He's eating more. That kid has 8 choppers, and oh my gosh, he chopped my finger the other day. Damn, it hurt. But stuff like that, you're right. It keeps your metabolism up. Otherwise, you start eating the fat in your body, and you're like, oh, that's good. I'm not going to be fat. No, that's bad. A lot of us work late, and also energy drinks, which I'm guilty of 100%. Too much energy drinks. Oh, I'm not going to eat. I'll just have an energy drink. Fantastic. Now you're going to end up.
I'm knocking on wood right now. You can see my table shaking. I'm knocking on wood right now. I've been lucky enough that I can go a couple days with drinking energy drinks or have an energy drink here and there and not get hooked on them. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I think it's gross. But I've been blessed to be able to drink one, or usually I drink half of them and not the whole thing. But I've been blessed to not really have that big of a caffeine addiction. I used to definitely have a caffeine addiction drinking Coca-Cola, Pepsi. I don't drink soda anymore. I only drink water. I have iced tea every once in a while, or a Snapple or something every once in a while, but I don't drink soda.
Good for you.
Yeah, so it's definitely a hard thing to do with like eating. But another thing is really just working out. Um, you know, even if it's like lately, like on my busy days, I'll just try to get like 30, 35 minutes on a treadmill. Um, what I'll do is I'll like actively be brainstorming things, or what I lately have been doing is I've been listening to like creators, entrepreneurs on podcasts. Like Mr. Beast or Gary V or Mark Cuban or I mean, name any of them. And I'll listen to them on podcasts while I'm walking, or I'll start writing down video ideas while I'm walking. I try to actively use those 30, 35 minutes for something active, for something that's going to help me get better, for something that's going to, hey, I have this idea, but how do I go about making this idea happen? So try to use like your time more efficiently, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. But yeah, eating is hard because there's so much good food out there, but it's really just a terrible excuse. And I was thinking of getting some chips, but I'm gonna close the bag and be a good boy. I think a big thing too, right, is like a lot of people talk about eating, but you could really just make some better choices. I'm speaking directly to myself. Fast food's good and all, but like it's so bad for you. So instead of getting a number 8 and or a number 10 and, how about you just get this?
Yeah.
How about you start slowing down what you're taking in and just eat in moderation?
They say like the healthiest fast food you could probably get in a stretch is like Taco Bell or Cabo Fresh, stuff like that, because it's fresher ingredients.
Yeah, something that's like, yeah.
So. It's the processing, the sodium, the sugar. So much goes into that, and you're putting money in their pockets and losing money in yours.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, going back to depression, it's just like there's so many different things. We could talk for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. I think a couple big things. Be aware. Being aware of your depression is number one. And it's okay to be depressed. It's okay to have these feelings. I feel like some people think it's not okay. It's totally okay. It's normal to have these feelings. Be aware. Make changes. And stay consistent. Those are like your 3 biggest things you're going to have to do. 3 biggest things.
I say, yeah, go through the grind as much, it sucks to go through the grind, when it says like, oh, Lenny's saying, just be consistent. Like some days I really don't want to be, I don't want to go here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, do I keep going? Do I stop? Do I not? What do I do? You literally like just standing on your head, like, I don't know what to do. And you really get strapped. But you keep going. You want to keep going and push through it because there's a better, what's the saying? The sunlight's coming. The sun's coming.
The sun waits for no one. I think it was Gary V who said, I kind of want to Google the quote right now, but he said that, or maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. But basically, the sun waits for no one. I don't know. Something about like being consistent because the sun wakes up every day. Some shit. I really don't remember now. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but
yeah.
But like those are the 3 big things. Be aware, make changes, and be consistent. We talked before about coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms are great with burnout, anxiety, depression. Everything that we're going to talk about kind of coincides, but they're all so different in their own ways. So don't be afraid also to know and be aware, right? Like people, like it's okay to be whatever. Seek help. Like that's making those changes, and be consistent. If you find coping mechanisms, use them. If you're depressed because of X, Y, and Z, fix and change X, Y, and Z, but don't just change them. Be consistent and keep them changed. Don't go back to your old habits. So be aware, make changes to correct it or to feel better, and then be consistent. Those are the 3 things I'm going to leave you with.
And within that, I'm just going to do my last comment. Within that, if somebody says, "Oh, you're not going through the depression. Oh, they're just in your head," block them out and get yourself into a spot you can be happy with. Your feelings count. Doesn't matter what relative says it, what friend says it. If you don't feel okay, you don't feel DJ, you don't feel Lenny, you don't feel yourself, be what you need to be to come back to yourself. Do what you have to do, and finding that, being aware, being consistent, make changes. Mic drop. And again, if you need any medical depression help, therapy is not a bad thing. We'll never shoot that down. I'll put it on the screen in the description too. You can always call. I know we all got to that point. I have myself. You can call 811. It's suicide prevention hotline. They will talk to you and help you through whatever's going on.
What's the national number?
It's 811. Literally, instead of the emergency one, it's just with an 8. Yeah, just type it in.
What did you say it was?
I believe it was 811, right?
It is 988. It's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Oh.
Hours are
988. Sorry, 988.
Maybe I did. It is free of charge. You can also text HOME in all capitals. That's HOME, all caps, to 741-741 to reach a trained crisis counselor through the Crisis Text Line, a global nonprofit organization, free, 24/7, 365, and confidential. Again, 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Hotline, or text HOME in all capital letters to 741-741.
Thank you, Lenny. Yes, we'll post that down. We care about you guys.
Take care of your mental health. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. But most importantly, be aware of it in yourself. I can't say that enough. Sometimes the biggest thing you can do is look in the mirror. And after going through that therapy session with Walk With Me, I did a lot of looking in the mirror. I realized a lot of things in myself that I didn't like, but I also started realizing a lot of things in other people. So just know you're not alone. If you need help, we're here. You reach out to people who you trust and care about you and support you. But just know you're not alone. There's resources and tools. But better help, find a local therapist, however you need to do it. If you need to talk to someone, even if it's just talking to a friend, I think that's huge. I think that's super important. But talk to someone. You're not alone. Be aware, make changes, and be consistent. I don't know if you got anything else, DJ.
That's it. I think, again, we'll put links in the description. Do not be afraid to ask for help. And we're here for you. Shout out to us. Anything else you want us to talk about in our upcoming, as we go through the series. We got a couple more topics we're going to be covering on.
Yeah, hit the comments. Blow up the comments. We need stuff to talk about. We want to talk about what y'all want to hear. So
if you don't want to comment it, email us.
DM us, whatever y'all got to do. At Lifting Love Podcast on all platforms. Lifting Love Podcast Network here on YouTube. We're all under the Lifting Love umbrella. This is leaving the 9 to 5. You already know. But reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. Super important. You got anything else, D?
That's it.
But until next time, as always, y'all know the deal. Go to www.techlightassociates.com. Call them today. What's your number, DJ?
631-319-8357.
Call them today. They'll got you. Financing options, all this stuff. Shopliftinglove.com. Breast cancer awareness merch is going to be staying all year round. And all of our profits are going to be donated to Susan G. Komen. Shopliftinglove.com. TechLightAssociates.com. Any other .com. BetterHelp.com. I don't know, but I'm just spitballing. But until next time, as always, there's only one thing to do, and that's lift love, crush hate. We out.